us what you are announcing.
Yeah, we're letting people know that first of all, they know that we've increased the number of firearms officers. And what we're explaining to them is we're going to see more of them armed, patrolling on the streets in some of our iconic locations and around London. We want to reassure them, we want to deter the people who might attack us, and we want to make clear that we are deadly serious about what is a serious challenge.
Mr. Khan, on the anniversary of 7/7, you spoke about the importance of security in this city. I mean, the resources Sir Bernard's talking about, can you just tell us why you think they are so important?
Well, it's really important that Londoners are reassured that the police service, that the security services, that all of us are doing our bit to keep Londoners in our city safe. That means Londoners will see more armed response officers. They will see more armed response vehicles. The threat level hasn't changed, but we're learning the lessons from Europe, from Nice, from Paris, from Munich, and we're ensuring that not only do Londoners feel reassured and safe, but frankly speaking, the bad people recognise that our police service, security service, and all of us will do our bit to keep us all safe.
Sir Bernard, how much has this been influenced by what has happened in France and Germany?
It's been a big influence. We've already know that the threat level is severe, so we know that an attack is likely. That has not changed. We have no intelligence that there will be an attack shortly. But what we do know is what we've seen in Western Europe. We've seen attacks in Germany, we've seen attacks in France and in Belgium, and I think it would be foolish to ignore that. So it's important we get officers out there with firearms to respond where necessary. But they're the same officers as they were before. They're part of British policing. I want to be friendly. I want them to approach the public and be approachable to the public. I want the public to be able to go up and talk to these officers, and that's part of their briefing. They've not changed, but they are ready for the sorts of things that we've seen throughout the rest of Europe. We're responding in a logical way, I think, but we're trying to address that emotional feeling people have talked to us about, when might it happen here? It looks as though it's getting nearer and nearer. And in that sense, that's what we're doing. We're explaining to people what we're doing. We said we're going to have more firearms officers. We're getting those on the streets, and now we're just making them visible so that the people know what's available and how we will respond.
And will these officers be visible round the clock?
They certainly be there 24 hours. If you see them in one particular area, it's not that that's an area we believe will be attacked. They'll be randomly patrolling. But you see fairly large numbers at times who are there to show the sorts of numbers we've got available. Because we remain an unarmed force broadly. Even with these extra officers that we're employing, then 90% of the Met will be unarmed. But we do have a significant number who are prepared to respond should we see an attack in any way.
The good news is, because of the announcement from the Commissioner earlier this year, there'll be 600 additional armed response officers. They can travel by car, by motorbike, by the river, by air. So they can respond rapidly. But also additionally, the Commissioner's right to have a high visibility presence in iconic places across London. But you as a member of the public should feel free to approach the police. We police by consent. They're our police service. They're working incredibly hard, but they need our help.
This is not about Islam. This is about a very small group of people who are evil. And we together have got to work against them. And the history of this city is that it's grown together and it's stuck together. It's grown very quickly. Over the last 10 years, about 1 million people arrived here. And it's been so successful. People have invested here, business have come in here, tourists come here, because they know it's safe. They want the kids to grow up here, they want to grow old here. And the reason they want to do that is because people get along together. This is not going to destroy that, and we can't allow that. But we've got to take seriously the threat which confronts us. And we've seen as many Muslims hurt and killed across the world as we've seen anybody of any other faith. So this is something we've got to work together on.